Anybody who's familiar with the West Blythe stroke Camas area of Northumberland has probably seen photographs or may have even visited the Freeman's Crossing signal box. Now I was quite keen to have one of these signal boxes based on Freeman's Crossing on my layout when I eventually get it started, that is. As you're probably aware, the Freeman's Crossing was the crossing that controlled the entrance into the old Blythe power station complex and the West Blythe maintenance depot and Staiths area, part of Northumberland. So as I say, I was quite keen to have this crossing on my layout with obviously the Freeman's Crossing signal box. Now I had a look online and I wasn't able to find any sort of ready built or kits that was available of a signal box similar to the Freeman's Crossing box. The only one I could find was this Peco one here, which I got, and I had thought I'll just build this kit up and I'll just place it on the layout and I'll I'll just use it as the Freeman's Crossing signal box. And then I thought, well, really looking at it, it doesn't really look anything like the Freeman's one. The only similarity that I could see really was the windows, and other than that, there was nothing really else that sort of compared with the Freeman's Crossing box. Now, at about the time I got this signal box, there was an article that appeared in one of the Railway Modeller magazines. It was a supplement that was free with the magazine, and what it was showing you how to alter various kits, how to paint them and things like that. And one of the articles that was in was how to alter the Peco signal box. You can just see it down there at the bottom, to turn it into this signal box here. And I thought, well, this is just what I need, because that there is very similar to the crossing found at Freeman's Crossing. Sorry, the signal box found at Freeman's Crossing. There's a couple of differences with this one and the one at Freeman's. The stairs on the Freeman's Crossing is a lot different to that. I'm not sure if maybe there's 3 sections of steps to the Freeman's one, and also the Freeman's Crossing doesn't have these lower windows in here, but I thought, well, that's easy to get around, because I mean, you just don't put them in the first place. So as I say, I read the article and that, and I sort of studied the photographs, and it showed you the the signal box at various stages of construction and that. And the good thing about it was all the pictures are scale pictures, so it gives you the measurements exactly, what the dimensions of the signal box are. So I thought, well, with this in hand, I'll make a start with my with the Peco one, and I'll see if I can alter mine to make mine look a little bit more like the one that was in the supplement. Now I did this, and this is what I came up with. This is my signal box here. I'll just pull my light down to get a little bit more light on it. I hope it's not dazzling the camera too much. This is the one that I converted. Now, it's not perfect by any means, and I have to say right now, this is really my first attempt at altering a kit. I've never done anything like this before, but I was determined to have a go at it anyway, and I thought, well, I can, I'll either do a half decent job or I'll make a total mess of it all together. In which case I would have to buy another kit or take this back to pieces and try and re-alter it, to make it better, or buy another kit and start from scratch. But as I say, I thought, well, I'll persevere with this one. It hasn't come out too bad. There's quite a few mistakes on it, which I'll go through and I'll show you just in case you haven't seen them already. As I say, that's very close to the Freeman signal box. As I say, we haven't got the 2 windows in. The Freeman signal box doesn't have those lower windows in. Now the stairs is a lot different. As I say, I think there's 3 sections of stairs on the Freeman signal box. Now my modelling skills aren't that great, and I didn't really trust myself to make 3 sets of stairs and to get it looking right, which is like what the Freeman's one's got. So I thought, well, I'll just make my stairs the same as what they are in the Railway Modeller supplement. And honestly, it took me all my time to do these. It sort of had me pull my hair out at the finish. if I'll just zoom in and I'll show you one of the things that I just couldn't do on it without hopefully going out of focus too much. This wall here, if you look at the angle of this wall and then compare it with the steps is at a slightly different angle to the wall. I tried about 3 or 4 times with that and I just couldn't get that right. So the way they are there is the way I had to leave it. As I say, I tried a few times and I just couldn't get it right. And I thought, well, if I can't get that bit right, there's absolutely no way on this earth I would have been able to make the steps the way they are on the Freeman's one. So I just left them as they were. It was quite fiddly to do. I'll just zoom in a little bit more, hopefully without going out of focus. I used the scale scenes brick papers, and getting them glued onto these sections here at the sides was really quite difficult to do. It was a lot of cutting, a lot of measuring and that to get it just right. I don't know if you can make out my little Bachmann dustbin there at the top of the steps. That's from the Scene Craft range, the Bachmann domestic dustbins. But anyway, back to the brick sheets. There was quite a lot of cutting involved to get it just right. And even then, if we come around to the back of the signal box, you can probably see the seam here. Now again, I had these as 2 separate pieces of brick sheets, and I had them on and off a few times trying to get those right without being able to see the seam here, and I just couldn't get the cut right. So I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll just put them on and I'll just leave it, rather than, you know, sicken myself trying to put that right and probably make a mess of the whole thing or make it look even worse. I'll just leave it as it is. And just put it on the layout as it is. There's a few other little bits and pieces that I had problems with. Just trying to work out where they are. The windows was a little bit difficult to do. The windows have to be cut and altered from what you get with the Peco kit. You have to remember the old saying with the windows, and that's measure twice and cut once, because if you make a mess with the windows, that's you can't really go back with that. And you use all the windows up that come with the Peco kit as well. You haven't got any spares or anything. Now in the supplement it says that you have to buy some additional bits and pieces to do the conversion, and these consisted of Will's brick sheets. I had to buy a pack of those, and some of the evergreen various profiles, which is these ones here. The bottom one here, I think on the full size signal box is like it's like a concrete plinth type of thing, and what it does on the model is, anyway, it raises the windows up above floor level. You've got one there which runs pretty much all the way around the signal box, apart from this piece here where you haven't got it, and this piece here at the back where it's not there, but it's just really where the main windows are anyway. And there's also one on the just below the roof there. I don't know if you can make it out. You've got one there as well. I had thought of just trying to paint the Will's brick sheets, you know, the brickwork itself, dry brushing it, but again, my weathering skills aren't the greatest. And I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll get this, as I said before, I used the scale scenes brick papers, which was just a case of just paying for those online and downloading them and then printing them off. What I did do was I used my airbrush, and I added some weathering. I don't know if you can make it out on the brick sheets there. I added a little bit of weathering, just a mix of matte black paint, just sprayed on at various parts on the brickwork. I felt that the brickwork as it came printed off was just too bright and too new looking, and it needed to be toned down a little bit, as did the roof on the signal box. I weathered that a little bit as well, which I think it looks a lot better than what it did. It doesn't look as bright as what it was, you know, when I first applied the brick sheets. The adhesive that I used for the brick sheets was one of those Pritt glue rollers. I was going to use the white PVA glue, and I thought, well, with my modelling skills virtually at zero, I'll make a right mess with the PVA glue. So the wife got one of these Pritt glue rollers, as I said, and I just sort of scrounged that off her, which was very easy to use. It was just a case of you know, measuring and cutting your brick sheets out that you needed, and just going around the edges with the Pritt roller, you know, applying the glue to the edges of the brick sheets, and then putting, you know, on here I sort of went around the edges, and then just simply put like a cross on the back of it, and then just glued it on and trimmed off any excess with a modelling knife. Incidentally, it's worth mentioning to make sure that if you do it this way, to use a nice sharp blade in the knife, otherwise you just end up pulling the brick papers back off if you use a blunt blade. I found that out with this. So you need a nice sharp craft knife blade. The signal box as it stands isn't finished yet at the moment. There's an interior, I need to fit some interior lighting into the signal cabin, and also on the Freeman's Crossing there's a spotlight on the wall here. Now I was going to replicate that by using one of the Econ yard lamps. As you're probably aware, I think there's 3 versions of yard lamps available from Econ, and there's one of them, I'm not sure what the part number is now, but there's one of them has got like a lampshade type thing that covers the bulb, which I would fix to the wall there, which I believe I would have to double check on my photographs of the Freeman's box again, but I'm pretty sure the lamp shines down onto the actual level crossing itself, which is what I'll be able to do when I get the kit. As I say, the lighting inside the signal box will just be a small LED. I'll fix that down, fix that into the ceiling, and just run the cables down behind the control panel in the signal box. I don't know if you can make any of the interior detail out. I'll try and zoom in without going too much out of focus. I don't know if you can just see the signalman there. He's sitting on his little chair at the control panel. That was just the detail kit that came with the Peco signal box as you buy it. I just built up the control panel and glued that into place, and then painted the signalman, stuck him on the chair and just glued that into place as well. So that was straightforward to do. The glazing is the glazing that comes with the signal box, with the Peco kit, so that was just cut the size and shape and just glued into the signal box. Wasn't too difficult to do. I must admit that that was one of the easiest parts to do. The roof on the signal box, when it comes with a Peco kit, it's quite a bit bigger. I'll just get this into shot there. The roof, I don't know if you can make out the size of the roof on the signal box, but it's a lot bigger than what I needed for the Freeman's Crossing one. So that needed cutting down. I was quite a bit to cut off that actually, and the way I done that was I just measured it to size. And I used my craft knife and a ruler and just put a groove down in all the parts on the back of the roof what needed cutting. Obviously the top of the roof is textured, so obviously make all your cuts, the marks on the underside, and simply cut that with a modeller's razor saw. Wasn't too difficult to cut. Once you get the roof scored and you know where you're going with it, you know you've got a line to work from. It's as I say, it's not too hard to do, but that's pretty much all I can show you with the signal box at the moment. Incidentally, the doors, we've got a door on each end, and I think they're pretty much accurate when compared to the Freeman's Crossing signal box. The door frames were just made up with some evergreen strip styrene, and the doors that's on the signal box, all 3 doors, were just made up with a little bit of plastic card. I've still got the doorknobs for to add to the doors yet, just to finish those off, as I say, along with the lighting. So when I get that done and the signal box is completed, I'll do another video and I'll let you have a look at that with the hopefully with the lights working, which I think will be great if you know, operating the layout in low light conditions. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers, bye.